The 2024 Polyglot Gathering is brought to you by Glossica.
I think we can start because it's high time we started. It's 4 p.m. And our next talk comes from Bakova from the Language Coaching Academy. And the topic is innovative techniques to boost learning motivation with AlterEgo metaphorical images. And as always, you can ask questions by using Slido. And after the talk, you'll have the chance to have your questions answered. And now the stage is yours. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Happy to see you here. Thank you that you're here, interested in the topic of motivation, in the topic of coaching, creative tools for that. And I'm so happy that many topics presented today, yesterday, are so much connected. Also, Jan was just talking about the tools that should really make sense for us, make a lot of meaning. And that's actually what is coaching about. So I'm the founder of the Language Coaching Academy. And there we train teachers for professional language coaching, international standards of ICF, International Coaching Federation. And also we complement it with system of innovation so that it's a holistic solution for language learners, as well as for teachers who transform teaching into coaching and help those language learners. And the mission is to make effective and healthy language learning available for everyone so that everyone can learn it 6 times faster, which is the average statistics with coaching. And the second part of the mission is professional language coaches feel rewarded, and that's emotionally and financially as well. So the plan for today is explore a bit more the concept of coaching, because there's a lot of misunderstanding in the world what coaching is. Many people think that's about mentoring or consulting, so let's deep dive a little bit. And then practicing with the creative coaching techniques about the motivation. So we can explain the value of coaching from different sides. Today I chose from this one. We struggle to achieve certain goals, language goals or some other, and we progress to other goals with this. Why? Why is the difference? The difference is that we are not aligned inside ourselves towards certain goals. So we can easily learn a certain language, but we struggle a lot with another language. And that means that we are not totally aligned either with body, soul, mind, or our inner sub-personalities like inner child, inner parent, inner adult, etc. can be kind of fighting, not aligned if they want this goal or not. And coaching removes those barriers with a deep exploration. And just a bit more, what coaching is according to ICF standards. That's a deep research of a client's goal, of client's personal situation and personality. And that happens in a total partnership of a coach and a client. No one is higher, no one is lower. No one is more important or less important, so total partnership. In a special process of expanding a client's view, and coach is doing powerful questions for that, leveraging 8 coaching competences. And what happens that clients discovers what they really want, not what is imposed by someone, or maybe even imposed by himself to himself, but what he truly wants. And then the client finds really creative, the best, out-of-box solutions, ways to reach their goal, which really makes a lot of sense and meaning. And because people mix coaching with some other supportive professions, I keep this slide for you here. So in coaching, we work from present to future, and we are not telling or giving advice or recommending, but we are asking questions. And that's how we support no directivity, partnership position, and that's how our client is the author of the solution and gets a lot of energy because of that. And I love coaching. I was one of the pioneers of language coaching, combining professional coaching and learning languages. 4 or 5 years ago, I set my own concept of that. But the base is professional coaching. And I see a lot of value beyond, because our client comes with a goal to learn a language, but through that, we help to solve so many things in their life, to shift the attitude, to find better strategies, not only in language learning, but expand it to other areas of the life, like relationship, professional growth, financial growth. Also, with coaching, we have an intention for every important activity that we are doing. So we really create an intention, what we want out of it. So today, you can practice a bit of coaching for yourself, and you can right now create your own intention. What do you want to have at the end of our session today? What do you want to create for yourself? Maybe you want to generate certain ideas. Maybe you want to expand your view on something. Whatever is important for you, but I am inviting you to think of your own intention and to put it down so that at the end of our session, you can see how much you accomplished it. All right, so maybe just the last one about the value of coaching. Many people, before they come to coaching as clients or as someone who studied coaching and now is a coach, we live in so-called Karpman's triangle many times during our day, when we are either trying to save someone, or we are complaining, or we are blaming circumstances, teachers, school, or whatever. But with coaching, we go out of this triangle, we take responsibility, and we really create the way we want it to be. Probably I do not stay here for longer, so that you have time for practicing. And what I'm inviting you to do now, because we will be using metaphorical cards technique to boost your motivation. I expect that everyone is learning a certain language, probably several or even more than several. But pick one language and try to formulate your goal now. What do you wish for yourself as the best thing why you actually learn this language? Because very often we do not pay a lot of attention to that. We just start learning a language and see if it works or not. Now it's the right moment to put down, maybe in the notes of your phone or whatever, what actually you wish for yourself as the best thing why you want to learn this language. And what is the emotional state there in your destination point? Because actually everything we do in our life, either we are aware of it or not, we are doing it for a certain emotional state. So I will be doing some more pauses now that you have time to put it down, because we need this formulation so that you are able to practice the technique. Next slides. Or if you want just to have a look at this tool without experimenting for yourself, then you don't need to put it down. So when we explore goal in coaching, we have many questions, and they are not like preset. It's all out of the dialogue, out of the moment here and now with our client. But now I picked 6 questions for you, so that we can work in this group format when I don't have too much feedback from you. So could you please also put down the date you want your goal to be accomplished? And the most important ones are number 5 and number 6. What personal changes will you have when you reach this goal in your personality? And number 6 is, who will you become at this moment? What kind of better version of yourself probably, or what kind of energy will you have? You see an example here. That's my own example for Spanish. I have a certain goal for Spanish by 15th of June. And who will I become? I will be a woman living her most magnificent life. I'm already there, but still, this is keeping me, keeping my own motivation. So maybe just 1 more minute here. And when you answer the question, who will you be? Who will you become? It can be a metaphor. It can be a picture. And it's very good if you have a picture. But also, I'm inviting you to formulate the name of that picture. Who is that person? Okay, so now just to make sure that you have more or less good goal formulation, I want to give you an example of bad formulations and then my own formulation, which could be considered as a more or less good one. So when we formulated to speak Italian fluently so that I can argue with waiters in Italy, that's not a good one, because we have a lot of criteria for constructive and healthy goals formulations. Here, it's not sustainable, it's not ecological. We want to harm ourselves, we want to harm the waiters. The goal should be about ourselves and not harming us. And then why, for example, I want to speak English without an accent on more complex topics and learn it more deeply. This one doesn't work because it's not absolute something. It's not, when the time comes, we try to understand if we reached it or not, and we are not able actually to understand. And normally, the goal formulation is much bigger than what you see on these examples. And this is mine. So we have time, let me read. 15th of June this year, I enjoy fluent conversation in Spanish with bachata artists on bachata holiday. I feel a lot of warmth and pleasure in interaction with Spanish speakers in Spanish, no matter that I might ask for help with certain words. We discuss songs, dances, art, cultural moments, so everything what interests me. I have completed 2 tests and they confirm my B2 level or higher. My Spanish vocabulary is more than 5,000 words. I have more than 2 friends or colleagues with whom I enjoy regularly speaking Spanish. One more awesome language, Spanish, has become part of me, adding joy and happiness to my life. I keep memories of my first full of pleasure, fluent interaction experience in Spanish for the whole life as one of my energy resources. And I am planning other happy events in Spanish for me to take part. I am a woman, so who I am? I am a woman living her most magnificent life, full of bright, happy moments. And I have an image also here. So this goal formulation can work nicely, especially if I read it, I think of the moment when I completed it, and I feel like I really feel warmth inside my body. That's one of the key indicators that this is not something imposed by someone. This is something I want to have for me. So I'm inviting you to put down something big, something which really has a big meaning for you in that language. Of course, we have different phases when we learn a language, and we need to work with our goal and with our motivation constantly. The goal can get transformed. Some things are not so important for us anymore, but others start becoming important. We get to plateau period when we do not see our results so vividly. So we need to have something that supports us and explore again. Maybe the image of yourself will change as well. So now we are coming to the technique. And so the technique is metaphorical cards, portrait cards, or alter ego cards. But first of all, what are metaphors and what are metaphorical cards? That's a projective method. It works through dissociation. We look at the picture or we look at the image, the ones that came to us in connection of a certain topic, or maybe we just opened a card, or maybe we were searching for a certain picture with the keywords. And when we switch to this image, we switch to a creative, playful element. Meanwhile, we feel safe. And something important previously hidden at unconscious level starts being available for us. And now we can find something brand new. And those metaphors or metaphorical images can help us with every step of coaching process. So the coaching process can be described differently, but here, for example, the formula of what makes a big change possible, the coaching formula. And acquiring a language is quite a big change. So we need to understand how much we are going to be dissatisfied if we keep the current situation without a change, without having acquired this language. We need the clear vision of our goal, what we want to have, or who we want to be, what we have just discussed. We also need to understand a very effective step forward. We need to generate energy and resource to go through this quite long, big process. And we need to understand our resistance if we have it, and normally we do have it. And with metaphors, we can understand it very nicely. We can reduce resistance, and we can do the green variables bigger, and then multiplied green variables are bigger than resistance, and then the change is possible. So metaphors can help at every part of it very nicely. And today we are talking about this clear vision of the goal, how I want it to be. So now, once again, I want to ask you, who will you become when you achieve your goal in that language, the thing that you have just formulated for yourself? And you can fix the thing that you have found for yourself so far, and now see additionally. You can now with the metaphorical cards, just if you want to go into this experiment. And first you will have them openly. You will pick from pictures you will see, and then there will be another way of working with that, a closed way. So what you can do now, you can create an intention to choose the best supportive image of yourself at the destination point when you get the goal that you have just put down. So you can just tell for yourself, I'm creating an intention to see, to find my best supportive image for myself at the destination point. And now I will show you several slides with several pictures. You can ignore the names of those pictures. The ones who speak Russian will not be probably able to ignore. It doesn't matter so far because I used archetype set of cards for that. I can explore a bit later what archetypes are. But take it as portrait pictures. So I will show you 3 slides with pictures, and I will come back and show them again. And if you like one of the pictures, or if one of the pictures help you to get inspiration for your own picture, actually, what can inspire you, what kind of image of yourself can inspire you, then you just pick it and you fix it for yourself. So you can also, especially ladies, can pick from this slide if something resonates. Or maybe you think of some actress or a film hero, whatever can resemble your personality, your powerful state, your happiness when you reach your goal. Okay, and I show the next one with this one might resonate for men. And then I will go back to the previous slides. So if you liked something on previous slides, you can fix it for yourself, maybe take a picture. So let's see again the pictures. Maybe now I ask you to raise a hand if you found an image for yourself, either from those pictures or maybe some picture came to you as your own metaphor, or maybe you thought of an actress, of an actor, of someone, the image that you want to have for yourself, activate in yourself. So don't be afraid to raise a hand if you have your image. Thank you very much who is participating. And that's totally fine if you have not yet found a picture for yourself. We will do some other stuff as well. But I hope that you get the idea. We can also brief ChatGPT for the picture. Picture helps us a lot. We can put this picture as wallpaper. We can have it close to us. And it reminds us about our goal, why we are doing that. And it keeps our motivation. So you can brief ChatGPT like a queen, dancing, sexy, whatever is important for you in that image. And ChatGPT shows you options for the image. And you can say, oh, can you please also add this one, change this one, and you get your own picture. All right. So that was the open way of working with cards. Of course, it's a bit hard in the group format in this session, but I hope even this way you get the idea. So now let's also try the closed way of working with images. So now you can create an intention to see your desired state when you reach the goal. And you will see the closed cards. So you create an intention, you say, I create an intention to see my desired state when I reach my goal, and you think of your goal. And you pick the first picture that attracts your attention at this moment. And next slide, you will see a picture, and I will share what to do with it. Okay, so I give you a moment to create an intention, to think of your goal, and to pick a picture. And that's not a fortune telling. I will explain this projective thing in a minute. So now you will see a picture, and especially during the first 5 seconds, just explore this picture. What kind of personality is there? What kind of emotions it has? And what kind of associations you get when you look at that person? You might want to put it down so that you remember it and you can work with it a little bit later. So maybe you could share with raising your hand if you liked the personality, the picture that you picked. So first, please raise the hands, the ones who liked the image. Yeah. Okay, also some hesitation, but something. Yeah, you know what? Maybe you liked certain traits of that person. And of course, we see differently. Every card, you can pick one card, all of you, and you will have completely different understanding of emotions, if you like it or not like it. So that's how projective technique works. It's not so important which card we chose, which image, when we work this closed way, but what arises as association in connection to that topic, to that intention, to that question that we are started to working with those images. So if you liked it, put down the emotions that you saw, what kind of personality is that, maybe want to take a picture. If you liked some parts, but you didn't like some other parts, it's also important to put down to see further what is so interesting about my goal. So it might indicate that some parts of us, maybe our heart, maybe our sub-personalities, maybe something else, we consist of so many parts, is not completely aligned. It doesn't want this thing to have. And maybe there's a certain barrier we should work through, first of all. And then for us, the process of learning this language is going to transform into something much nicer. And now, if you can also raise the hand if you didn't like this picture at all. Do we have 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay. Yeah, that's also very interesting. So first of all, you can, if you like from that set, you like some other picture, you can pick it for yourself. Now, open way, not closed way. That's one thing you can do, that, okay, I don't like the picture I picked closed way, but I like really this picture, another picture resonates for me, and it's going to support me. If I really think of such an image of myself, I get the energy, I get the motivation, it helps me. But also what is very good to explore, if you are trying to learn this language already for quite a lot of time, or maybe you just understand that it's not so productive, not so effective, something is there, maybe inexplicable, that's a good thing to bring to a coaching session to explore. So if we do not like the image of ourselves at the destination point, and the projective technique very nicely can show it to us, then a good thing is to explore for barriers. And there are so many nice coaching techniques which ergonomically put on surface limiting beliefs, blocking feelings, which we can work and transform. And we not only clear the way to the language, but we also help other areas of our life at this moment. And of course, welcome to talk afterwards individually if you need my support here. So you put down what kind of emotional state you saw in this card, your associations, if it's supportive or not. And yes, we have commented number 4. If you didn't fully, do you fully want this goal? Do you have your inner alignment if you didn't like the image? And are there any barriers which could be a very nice thing to walk through? Okay, and so you have probably several images potential which can support you during your learning process, during acquiring a language. And now you can explore the first one that came to yourself as your own metaphor. Then the second one you picked is from the cards that were open, and then the closed way. And you can reflect upon them and choose what is going to be really an image that can support you. It's very healthy as well to reflect now what kind of ideas appeared for you with the help of images, of metaphors. Because maybe from the first sight, they are even not connected to the topic that we have just discussed, the goal connected with the fact that you're learning a language. Maybe you got some other ideas, but not to lose those insights, I'm inviting you to fix them and maybe to explore them later. Well, I think we have time, and I can also invite you now to visualize the day that you put down in your goal formulation, just imagining yourself in this moment. So look at your date, imagine you are already there, and your goal is fully accomplished. Everything that you wished for yourself is 100% there. And where do you see yourself physically? What kind of place is that? Who else is there in that picture? How did you understand that you reached your goal? That's what you wanted. How other people understood that you reached your goal? What can you smell in the air? Probably aroma. What are you wearing? And you can also look at that picture like you look at the screen, not from your body. And what is the most important thing? What you feel there, what kind of emotions you have. And again, when you imagine yourself in that point, who are you? How can you call yourself there in that picture? And now from that powerful state, when you already reach this goal, you can address from the future point to your present point and send some wisdom, some advice. What could be the most effective step or resource for you? Support to go to that destination point the best way for you. And if you like the picture that you just saw and explored, you can also think how you can fix it for yourself so that it stays for you during this process, long process of learning a language. So now I'm inviting you to come back to your intention, the intention that you were setting for this presentation today, and explore how you progressed to fulfill your intention. Just to have this sense of coaching, awareness about everything we are doing, and responsibility for our result. So the metaphorical cards can be pictures that you have just explored, and I have them physically, for example, too. Or they can be also text associative cards. We have developed text cards, obstacles and resources for language learners. We have top negative beliefs and top supportive beliefs, relevant ones on the other side. And we can work more or less the same way, but there are some specifics there. Just stop me if you want to talk more about that. Everyone who is interested in coaching as the method or in some creative tools that I have just been showing, please welcome to be in touch. You have the QR code to find us, and even the special offer for courses of language coaching. We are very happy to have polyglots. More and more polyglots come to study coaching with us, and you have a very special offer from us until the next week. As always, happy learning, happy life, and I'm happy to answer your questions now. In what other situations can you use cards to work with the subconscious? We can work with any goal that we have. We can explore what is more in that goal for us, which we probably do not notice. Or we can explore if we have barriers. We use different types of cards. We have portraits cards, we have plots, we have resourceful plots, and some other types. So I can talk for ages about that, but we teach it at our courses. Any topic, any goal which is important for you, they help very nicely. What innovations exactly have you invented in language learning, since you promote yourself as innovator in language learning? In language learning. Yeah, so that's the combination, the system that we have, the concept of professional language coaching combined with psychological techniques safe and adapted to language learning questions. That's also a very nice integration, not breaking the ethics of coaching. That was quite a big issue for me for a very long time, how we can combine professional coaching with some other tools, not breaking the ethics of international professional coaching. So let's talk afterwards, because otherwise I can talk for ages. Metaphorical cuts for the questions of language learners. I don't know anyone else in the world who is doing it now. So again, safe way we teach it at our courses, how to work safely with them, because they really can bring us to very deep subconscious levels, and we need to be able to work safe mode. So the topic is very big. Maybe I make a presentation next time. Do you consider using cards as scientific methods, since the cards are used often by modern witches rather than... That's really a scientific method. The way I use them, it's again, not a fortune telling, it's not tarot cards. It's a projective technique used in many directions of psychology and coaching. So it all depends how we use those cards, how we work with them. But the way I introduce them today, it's a totally scientific thing. Okay, do you recommend using a fictive or real person at the card? Whatever works for you. Whatever works for you and supports you. Do you have some official... Okay, it's changing, I lost it. Do you have some official education in play technology? I do. I am ICF certified play technology master, another favorite topic of mine, transformational games, which combine coaching, psychology, metaphorical cards, art technology, and many other innovations at one place. Come to be my client. I just love it, and the transformation that happens during 3, 4, sometimes 6 hours of such a game is just fantastic. Any tips for people with aphantasia, people who cannot picture images in their mind? Yes, that happens quite often. So first of all, we, as coaches, we can just give them space, pause, not to rush. And we can also invite to look up with the ceiling and the wall come together. That helps also to go into this mode. And it's totally fine if the picture doesn't arise. Psychologically, we are probably not ready to work with our emotions yet. We need to give us some time. And we can work other ways. We can work through logic. We can work with coaching questions different way. And gradually, we can add metaphors. So that's just a process. But when a person who at this moment can only process information through mind, through logic, and cannot process it kinesthetically through images, at certain moment gets to the point that they can work with images, fantastic transformation, fantastic growth to happiness happens for that person, something very, very precious. But we can again discuss later. That's a very big topic. Do you recommend creating a vision board? If it works for you, of course, you can organize those images the way that works for you. Any tips on fully wanting your goals? Nothing is that important. At the end of the day, how do you fool yourself to believe it is? In coaching, we believe that every person can create their life the way they want it to have. If we have a wish, we already have all the fundamental things. So if you really want it, it means that the basic resources are within us. We can activate them, or we can find them, and we can have it. So we really believe that it's okay with that. Everything is okay with us. Everything okay is with people around us, and we can have what we want. So with this attitude to life, which we gradually get once we become clients in coaching, or we become coaches ourselves, we know that we are. The reality is what we want to be, and what we can do is not wait until we have it, but we can already at this moment, when we are on the way to our goal, understand what we want to be and be sure that we will have it. Okay, when should you go back and check if you met your goals? You have your date in your goal formulation. What we do next, we create a plan. So we see how we move to that date. And I love project planning a lot. And with our clients, we check every week how we progress and if we need to fine-tune the plan. Do you make new picture every time you have a new goal? Do you have several pictures for several goals? Yes, I do have like specific picture personally for myself for every big goal, something very big, what I want to implement for myself in my life. I have some exact picture for that. Of course, I can imagine that some of you might have one picture of yourself, of your better version of yourself, and several of your goals help you to reach that picture. Why not? That's also a working thing. Is it possible to work as your worker, a coach online? Of course, we mainly work online these days. To be fair, people also use tarot cards in their projective power, and not only for fortune telling. Well, yes, there are different. If tarot people work ethically in my understanding of ethics and ecologically, mainly ecologically, they would use it not like limiting a person to one scenario, but the person has different scenarios. But what very often happens, that with tarot cards, people are limiting a person to one scenario. And me personally, I don't like. For that reason, I don't like the way of tarot. Which certificate you recommend to do play technology education to integrate for languages? Well, our topic is different, but otherwise I always recommend ICF, International Coaching Federation. By the way, the courses that we are doing, they are not for play technology, although one of them includes. But we provide ICF certification for the language coaching. QR doesn't work. Oh, I'm sorry for that. So we need to talk to each other, the ones who want to reach us. Otherwise, you can find us on Instagram, Anna Bakova, or Language Coaching Academy. Do you have official certificates from your language levels? If yes, which ones do you have? No, I never did. Well, I don't know. Diploma from university, is it official certificate or what is that? Levels like C1, C2? No, I never do that. That's coaching is about what we want. If for a person it makes sense to do such a test, we do it. But if we understand that it doesn't have any meaning for us meaning in acquiring a language is completely different. We want to talk to people, we want to dance bachata, we want to do something else, we want to feel some special emotions at certain events. So that's why I learn languages, not for certificates. All right, thank you very much. We are perfectly in time.